Welcome, everyone. Today we have with us Dr. Ellen Hilliard-McLeod, author of It Takes More Than Carrot Juice, The Missing Ingredients to Total Healing. Welcome, Ellen.
Hi, Christina. So nice to be with you.
What inspired you to write this book?
Well, I was on a move. I closed down a nutrition practice in Boulder, Colorado, and moved to Sedona about 11 years ago. And as I was looking through all the boxes of client files, I realized as I was purging them that there were a lot of stories within those files. And I wanted to document what some of the healings were that my clients had gone through. So I started to downsize and put them all into about a box and a half of banker boxes and brought them with me to Sedona and started to work on the stories and write the stories of some of these clients more from a very inspirational perspective, not a medical perspective. And the common denominator was that all of these patients, every one of them, had gone through some sort of an emotional, spiritual, psychological healing. And that's what's really documented in these 20 stories.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Sounds so inspirational for anyone. What were you surprised to discover in writing this book?
I think the most surprising thing for me during this process was how not only how interested people would be in some of these stories, but how much people wanted to participate. And I've got a cancer support group that I'm working with now. A lot of the people in there because of some of the speeches and the talks and the recommendations from some of these clients. And I will tell you another aspect of the surprise behind looking at some of these patients is that not all of them survive physically. And even though they undergo a great healing, a great transformation, many of them through forgiving either someone other than themselves and ultimately forgiving themselves for some of the things they think that they have been guilty of. And that's where the real healing begins.
Well, and it just builds from there. So, from your experience, what advice would you give to someone who has received a life-changing diagnosis?
I would say try to look at this as a possible teacher in your life rather than a tragedy. And if they can look at this as a teacher, they can see all of the ways that this disease is serving them. I know it doesn't seem like it in the beginning, and it's a very shocking diagnosis for most people, but I think you will agree that when you have this kind of a impact on your life, that it really makes you think about who you are, what your identity is, who are the people around you that you need to heal the relationships with. And every one of these clients all thought that they were better people as a result of having to work through this illness.
Wow. Well, what an inspiration you are, Dr. Ellen Hilliard-McLeod. You can pick up Ellen's book, It Takes More Than Carrot Juice, The Missing Ingredients in Total Healing, on Amazon.com and independent bookstores everywhere. Thanks so much, Ellen.
Thank you, Christina.